I don't know if you've experienced this as I have. Either maybe you have kids who are Gen Z, or you've got friends who are Gen Z, but you want to get them on the phone, and it becomes abundantly clear that they don't want to talk to you on the phone. It's not that they're necessarily being rude. It's not that they've been taught how to be polite, but they may have developed something called phone phobia. Joining me right now is Sara Doutt. She's an expert on networking and soft skills. She's the founder of Mingly, M-Y-N-G-L-Y, the first app to introduce business professionals in real time to events and networking opportunities. I'm going to have to go and check that out. Sara, how did this phone phobia start, and did COVID just make it exponentially worse?
Yeah, that's right, Andrew. And first, thanks for having me. Happy to be here. Gen Z, they very recently entered the workforce and are already expressing their opinions. They are the true digital natives, born into an era of Wi-Fi, Google, and social media, which, has made them, there's a lot of great things that come with that. They're more resourceful. They embrace entrepreneurship. But it's really been a struggle for them in terms of flexing those verbal communication skills. And the pandemic only amplified this.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I was having a conversation at dinner last night. We were talking about college-age kids. And I have friends whose kids are going off to their freshman year, and I said, it's just the longer the kids were in lockdown, the more messed up they were when they got to college. They simply couldn't interact with one another. I mean, there's something really serious going on here. Not only, Sara, can there be such miscommunication when you're just communicating over text. I can think of a number of different occasions where I've been interacting with somebody and I have to figure out what the tone is of a text, which if we just had a phone call or even a face-to-face conversation, God forbid, it would have solved this. We've got some real problems that come from not actually having these kinds of conversations, don't we?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And, you have to remember that they were born into this.
Right.
Whereas, our generation, I'm actually a millennial, these types of, software and technology were really game changers and innovative. For Gen Z, this is just, these are table stakes, right? These are just, normal, everyday kind of technology at their fingertips, and that's really all they know. That being said, they also crave face-to-face connections. More than 90% prefer to have the human element at their work. And they understand that these face-to-face interactions are crucial to successful long-term business relationships. They just don't have the skills. They haven't been able to flex those muscles and practice. And so that's why, we created Mingly, which is, basically you can think of it as a ways for your professional life. It's going to lead you and introduce you to your connections, to valuable opportunities. And it's mixing the virtual and the physical world to put you in the same room with the people that you, that can help further your career. So we're really helping them with meeting people.
Well, that's good. It's funny because I'm just sitting here thinking when I worked for a particular think tank in D.C. years ago, I was about 10 years into my professional career at that point, and every summer I would teach a networking seminar. Essentially how you go about building your network in these face-to-face interactions. This was just before LinkedIn sort of became a thing, and obviously
Sure.
well before Mingly was even conceived of. But it's one of these things where people forget that it can be a skill. I mean, there are some folks who are natural sort of networkers, obviously, but it's a skill that has to be taught. I mean, how does Mingly work? And it's Mingly, but to talk about how Mingly works.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of anxiety with walking into a room full of 100,000, professionals and not knowing who's going to be there when you walk in. And And so Mingly helps in a lot of different ways, right? First, it helps find those people, right? So you can see on a map, real-time map, you'll see, you put in your filters, you're looking for maybe a mentor, people to hire, maybe you're looking for a job, investors. You put those filters in, and it will show you on a map real-time where those people are at. Are they at a conference? Are they at a restaurant, a happy hour? And then you'll be able to see, who's there. You can look at their profiles and see what their objectives are, what they're looking for, because that's, as you know, that's what's most important when networking is helping others first, and not walking into a room like thinking that you're going to, it's self-serving, right? So it helps you find those people where are they at, and it helps you get a better understanding of their objectives, their needs, so you can help them first, connect them with other people, help them with their goals. And then once you get to the conference with hundreds, thousands of people, instead of going around shaking everyone's hand, trying to figure out who's there that might be able to help you on your career journey, you can look at the app real time and see who's in that room, and make sure that you're never missing a connection.
I love this idea. I'm serious. I'm going to go and download it. One of the most rewarding things when I was teaching, as I mentioned a little bit earlier on the show, I spent a couple of years teaching at a college. Was the mentoring aspect of it, and sort of getting that connection and that spark, and getting young people on their journey into the public policy world, which is the other hat that I wear. So this is invaluable. So how do they go about it? Is it available for both Android and Apple, or is it, how do folks go and find Mingly?
Yeah. So we're on the App Store for both the Apple App Store and Google Play, so both Apple and Android. They can download us. We are, taking applications. We want to make sure that, our community is, they're all in it to help one another.
Sure.
That, we have this high-performing community. And what does that mean? It means diverse and inclusive. It means, reliable. When you say you're going to go to events, you go, and a community that's helping one another. And so that's why we're doing an application base. But you can go on the App Store, download us, and check us out.